So I'm out here working in the garage, rebuilding my brother's heads for his little mini truck. It's a little V6. So I figured I'd do a little Q&A plus some pros and cons of my te72. Got little notes here if I stare down, sorry. Some pros are, it's a fun to drive car. It handles pretty well. I've owned it about 3 years now. And yeah, she's pretty fun. Another pro is it's pretty simple to work on. It's, what, 38-year-old car now? Almost 40? 38, 39? So it's fairly simple. It's a carbureted pushrod engine. It's a 3TC, so it is the Hemi, but it's still a pushrod engine. They're pretty fun to slide, and parts, depending on the year, because they were made 80, 81, 82, 83, some of the parts are interchangeable, actually. The fenders are a little bit different shapes, but the doors are the same shape, so the backside of the fender will line up to any body style, but the headlights and grille are different. So if you, let's say, like mine, it's an 80 with an 82 front clip, so I had to get different fenders, hood, grille, and so on. The bumper. So parts are interchangeable. Some cons are, it is a tiny car, so it's a little cramped to work on. Especially me being 6'5", it can get a little cramped. Underneath there, on a little creeper and stuff. Especially working on the back end. Yeah, it gets cramped. If you have stock seats, if you are pretty much in the 6-foot range, your headroom is pretty good. That's a pro. You got, I'd say, like 3 fingers above your head. So when I had my helmet on at the track, it cleared. I still had some room. But to fix that, you can either lean the seat back, or like I did with my bird racing, we dropped the seat 2 inches and pulled it back 4 inches. That worked perfectly. I have a full headroom, and the leg room is fine. Even with your stock seat, yeah, it's a little cramped. If you do a long road trips, you're gonna want to stop every now and then. But it's not too bad. Your legs don't hit the steering wheel, just a little iffy, I should say. Parts are, here's another con. Parts are kind of hard to find. You can't just go down to a, I won't say any names, but part store. Like, yeah. I won't say for the sake of copyright things. But part store, yeah, you can find 90s models, but they normally custom order parts. They're a bit of a pain in the ass. That's pretty much all for the cons. Yeah, they're just fun, tiny cars. Now, on to some questions. I pulled these up off our Facebook page. We need to update it badly, since last time it was on, Brian still had the KA in his 240. Here is from Kyle. Hi BM, how long have you had your TE and what are your plans for it? Like I said in the beginning of this, I've had it about 3 years. Plans for it. I have a friend of mine who's I'm trying to buy an SR20 off of, but I also have a friend building an RB20, but he has nothing to put it in, so I might buy that off him. And probably put on some coilovers. These are blown to shit, if you haven't told in the last video. This one has no name, weirdly. It says, what do you hate most about your car? The parts. Oh lordy. My car got broken into, and I was messing around with my friend, and his bumper hit my door. He kind of binged it a little bit at the track. So I had to order a door. Well, the only one I could find was in Queensland, Australia. By the time I got that thing through customs, it was worth more than the car. So I said, no, it's just a little dinged. But yeah, no. Next, hello, I just picked up an 83 wagon. Oh, cool. What should I do first mod-wise? Depending on the engine, that is a 4LC or a 4A. Depends on what they put in at that moment. I got the 3TC. I would work on getting a carburetor because those are garbage. The 1.6s are a crap motor. They're no balls. They just no. They suck. They're slow. They're just trash. But you can work on either finding a 3TC or a 2TC, or do what I did and put a 2TC on the block of a 3TC, or 2T on a 3T. The 3T is a Hemi, so you get a little bit. It's a 1.8, and the 2T is a 1.6, I believe, or 1.8, possibly. I have to look. Don't quite remember, but definitely get a carburetor because those are junk and you can't rebuild them. And better yet, just take the engine and throw it in a dumpster. First thing I can say. Next, Jamie, where do you get all your parts? A lot of them I actually get from Paradise Racing or Techno Tuning. Techno Tuning. Toy tuning, technically. That's a lot of tech. This one, Andrew. How do I change my rear lug studs on my te72? That is actually not that hard. You just pull off the rear tire, slide off the brake drum. You don't need to undo any of the brakes. In the hub, you should have a little hole next to in between two lug studs. Line that up directly facing down the ground, and you'll have enough room to basically just hit them with a hammer and knock them out. And there's room up at the top between your two brake pads. Slide your fingers in, push them through, and then you just take a lug stud and tighten them down, which presses them in. I will actually work on doing a video of that sometime this week. I'll show you. That is it. Oh, one thing I forgot in my notes. How does the Teehee perform going up hills? Well, that depends on the motor. The 3T, the 2T, and the 4LC, they hate hills. They hate them. My stock 3TC did like 45, 55, 50-ish miles per hour uphill. They're fun for road trips, but they do not like hills. So if you're planning on going on a road trip with them, they're great cars. I've taken mine to Washington, California. Heck, I've driven up to California for an event. But they do not like hills. Now that I've actually built mine up a little bit, it's actually parked right outside this garage door. It does hills fine. Work on to get some power. Get a Weber carburetor or an Edelbrock. Definitely get a set of headers and a good exhaust. The 3TC and the 2TC are known for eating valve seals. So definitely replace those and get a good head gasket. That should pump up your power a little bit. And you should keep some momentum and some speed up to some hills. Other than that, hope you guys have a good night. Like and subscribe if you want. See you around.